It's a tenth of the cost and it does the exact same thing. So yeah, I mean, it might not look as cool, but it works great. And it's hidden in the back of the truck, so who gives a shit what it looks like anyways. How's it going, everybody? James from FT Outdoors. Same outfit as the last video. I haven't changed because all I wear every day is FTR outdoor apparel and Brave Star Salvage, made in the USA. Get it? And I drink this beer every day.
It's got a little guy on it.
Little piggy.
Wow.
So this video, or this part of the Tacoma Overland segment, is going to be kind of a continuation of the Overland camper sleeping platform build that we have been experimenting with and using over the last roughly 6 months. So check that video out up on the screen. So this is going to be kind of a 6-month update on the build, and we're going to go over things that I would change specifically on the camper. We had a comment saying that we need to, stay in line with the video a little bit more, be more scripted. Thanks for the input, we appreciate it. Alright, we had a comment on the LEER canopy video that kind of, it was an awesome piece of input, just saying that we tend to rant, or I tend to rant. I like to talk, I don't have a lot of friends and stuff like that, so, and I love my shit, so that's why I rant a lot. And FTR, unscripted for life. We just kind of do these videos because we're real. Everything that we have in this truck and everything that we've done, it's just a day in the life, basically. It's what we do. This f***er over there.
Oh no.
Sorry, we're being interrupted by the neighbor, Ken. So yeah, we've been using this now since, I think, the first time we used it.
He's not over.
So we've been using this now, and I think the first time that I used it after building it was on the winter camp trip with Chadley. Chadley's up north right now.
Yes.
Hi Brad from Yukon. Hope you're having fun shaking hands and kissing babies, as you would say. But yeah, we've been using it, I don't know, when was that? February, I think? Yeah. I think that was the first time that we used it. We're going into August now, so we're right around that 6-month mark. And there's been some things that I absolutely love, and some things that I hate. So as we went over in the LEER canopy gripe video, or was it worth it video, I mentioned that there was an issue with the canopy sliding and shifting around when overlanding and off-roading, and roads as minor as forestry roads. Now, forestry roads, in my opinion, tend to be the roughest and toughest roads to drive on because of that constant washboard. So I'm not super surprised that the canopy tended to shift around. A commenter on YouTube, on the channel,
an absolute legend,
pointed me in the direction of some clamps that we could use to help mitigate the shifting of the canopy situation. So after I read that comment, I straight up went and purchased those like the next day. They came in, I put 4 of the clamps on the canopy, and they've been working like a charm. I've hit some damn rough trails in the last 6 months, specifically in the last 2 months since I've installed those clamps, and it hasn't budged. So whoever that was, you're a legend, absolute beauty, thanks for the comment. If you guys are curious about those clamps, just go back into the LEER 100XR video and you can see the comment specifically for what clamps they were. I don't remember what they are.
I'll put them on the screen.
Yeah, sure, that'll work. They work great, so if you guys are having issues with that, they work good. Now, they're specifically 3rd gen Tacoma clamps. So if you guys are running a LEER 100XR and you're using a different truck with a different mounting system, probably won't work for you. But you Tacoma guys, it'll work. So that was one thing that I would have changed right off the bat. We changed it, it works great. The second thing that I would have changed, and it's a minor issue, but not really an issue, just an inconvenience, is the hardboard. Now, I wouldn't have changed the hardboard to a different material. But what happens when we slide the drawers out, or prior to me actually changing it, is it would kind of shave off the waxy surface of the hardboard. So if you guys have ever used or seen hardboard, it's kind of got a waxy, slidey surface. That's why we used it, because it glides on, it's like ice on each other, right? It works really well. Minimal effort to pull the drawers in and out. If it was bare wood, you'd catch those splinters and stuff like that. But with that being said, that waxy finish tended to scrape off on the back of the truck, and it was always leaving like a wax residue all over the back of the truck, which was kind of a pain in the butt. Not a deal breaker, but pain in the butt. What we did to mitigate that, what I did is I put felt. So Devin will get a little shot of that there.
Oh yeah.
And as you can see, I'll push it in. Nice and quiet. Nice, buttery smooth, doesn't leave any residue.
Nice and slick.
Nice and slick, Dr. Slick. So yeah, I would have initially put on a felt bottom to the drawer portion of the actual system. That felt slides amazing on the hardboard, and if I hadn't been rubbing that wax off, I would wager it would slide even better. Sorry for that, guys, it's probably really loud tonight. Devin mentioned that if we were to do this over again, we could have actually taken the felt and lined the whole bottom of the drawer system. So if you guys haven't seen the build video, check that video out, and you'll see that we used hardboard for an entire base to like a receiver of the drawers. If we had lined that...
Is that guy taunting you over there? That
very fucking day out here today. Like, let's go leaf blow the fucking clean driveway. We live in the suburbs, alright? But yeah, if we had lined that whole bottom with the felt right off the bat, I wouldn't have had to put it specifically on the drawers, and it would have slid great, and it wouldn't have left that residue. So yeah, something to consider. Was it necessary? No, it was just a minor inconvenience, and I felt like upgrading the system. It was a work in progress, and it still is going to be a work in progress. But yeah, another thing that I've noted, and it's something worth mentioning, and it's not really something I can change. This is kind of another LEER issue. Down on the side of the canopy here, there's a gasket. I don't know if you guys can see where my finger's pointing, but when it rains, water runs down into this channel through this gasket. Now right here from the inside with the tailgate closed, you get this little gap here. And it's about a finger-sized gap when everything's closed. And when it rains really hard, the water runs down and it hits the carpet liner of the actual canopy. And if you can imagine water running down, it's going to find, you know, the path of least resistance. It hits that carpet, and then it kind of just flows back, saturates the carpet, and it's been getting a little bit damp with heavy rainfalls in the back of the truck. Again, it's nothing I can really change in the build. I might be able to rig something up to keep that from happening. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Or if you guys have had the same issue, let me know, and I'd be happy to try it. Otherwise, I don't know if I would really change anything in the camper build. I thought maybe the space was going to be an issue at first, but for the first couple of trips we banged our heads off the top, and now I've gotten so used to it that it's like just normal. Like, I'm not bouncing my head off the top. It's cozy, it's comfortable, it's really great. There's one more thing that I might change in regards to the space. With the headspace, so you're sleeping on the platform and you've got a 4-inch mattress on there. So I found, especially when sleeping in, let's say, national park campgrounds, the privacy is a little odd because you're at basically the level of the windows and the mesh. So when you're surrounded by 650 campsites in a national park campground, the reason why we don't go to those campgrounds that often, you don't get a lot of privacy. So there's one thing that I'm gonna do, and so what I've been thinking about doing in regards to the privacy and an upgrade to the actual camper build is just limousine tint the canopy windows. That'll black out the entire back. It's a pretty easy thing to do. They're tiny windows, and I think it'll be a good solution to the privacy. Now, when you have the windows open, to get ventilation. You know, you're still going to be able to, you know, have people look in, but the blacked out windows is going to be nice. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The camper build, I can say 6 months down the road with extensive use. I'd wager we use the sleeper and everything that we've got more than most people do. It's been fantastic. It's held up really great. There's been no damage to any of it. It's solid, it's sturdy, it's getting more comfortable as we use it more. That 4-inch mattress that we purchased off Amazon, it's been breaking in nicely, so it's more comfortable now. I'm more used to actually pulling it in and out and getting my whole camp setup done. So yeah, I would rate that like a win, absolutely. If you guys are still debating building something like this versus buying, let's say, a decked USA system, I would greatly consider building something like this. It's lighter, it's 1/10 of the cost, and it does the exact same thing. So yeah, I mean, it might not look as cool, but it works great. And it's hidden in the back of the truck, so who gives a shit what it looks like anyways. So yeah, that's the 6-month update to the camper build. There probably is gonna be changes in the next year or so, but that'll be something that you guys will see down the road as we progress in the build of this truck. We might not be sleeping in there forever, but we'll see. For now, it's been a win-win. So yeah, until next time, guys, thanks for tuning into this one. Like I said, we're out on a trip right now, so when you're watching this, we're gonna be out in the bush filming, drinking beer, doing bush cooks, getting silly. So we'll see you guys when we get back from this trip, and we'll update you with the future footage that we'll be working on. So thanks, guys. Get outdoors.